and thank you for tuning in and welcome to my channel, iResin 24/7. Please don't forget to like, leave a comment, or subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Today I am doing the Duet by Kaplya.Art, and I am using the super clear tabletop epoxy, which is a very thick resin. It is 14,000 CPS, and I am using all Holbein inks. The blue I am starting off with, I did start off with 3 drops, and I slowly add to make sure that I have a nice dark but still transparent or still translucent color. I do end up using 6 drops of the blue. The next is supposed to be a black color, but I wanted to switch it up and do a purple color. I do add 3 drops of it's mauve, and then it was still not quite dark enough, so I add 1 small drop of the black to give it a almost an opaque color. Again, this is for the black ring that is normally done, but I did want to change it up, so I did do it with the mauve. The next one is the white. My lid is cracked. I do try to use 2 drops. I think I end up dropping 3 small ones in, but I do use 2 drops of the White Bloom by Julie's Pouring Your Heart Out. This does need to be opaque. And I did want to change it up a little bit here, so I do add a drop of yellow. Again, all of my inks are the Holbein, so I do put a little bit of yellow in that. And then for my Mother of Pearl, I am using the Pearl X, the Pearl White for my mica powder. Just make sure that you do stir this very well. The mica really does need to be mixed in well, otherwise you will get little drops on the front side because it will drop to the bottom of the mold. I'm just going back through and giving everything a good stir, making sure everything's mixed up well. And again, you want to make sure your mica is very well mixed. And I go ahead and give it a quick pop for the bubbles. And hopefully it turns out okay. So the first thing I am going to do is pour the translucent blue in the outer ring. Here I ran over my temperature. You do want the temperature to be anywhere between 26 and 29 degrees. This technique actually does like it a little bit on the warm side. So if you're able to heat up your resin, that's best to do. Right now I have gotten it to close, and I'm always around 26, 27 degrees in my room. I do pour around the edge with that translucent blue. So the next one would be the black color, but I did change mine up to be the purple. And you go ahead and go just on the edge, not completely on the edge, but on the outer ring, and form a halo on top of that blue. You want a nice thick halo. And trying to even it out. When I poured it, it went all squiggly. So now I'm just trying to even it out to make it a nice even halo around the edge. And again, I try to scrape it out, not to waste any of the resin. filling in where I might have missed. And to get my room up to 27 degrees, I do have like a small heat box. I have the top to my heating mat, and I have it propped up, and then I have a little electric heater that I'm blowing on top of my workstation to get that temperature to be up to 27 degrees. Now I'm going to go ahead with my pearl color, and what you want to do is you want to make multiple halos going around on the thinner side, and you just want to keep going around. And I dropped right in the center. Couldn't have been any more perfect of a drop. I do try to remove it later, and it's just not possible. Oh well, I say. It is what it is. And now I'm going to go with my white, and I'm going to go towards the inside of the pearl color, not all the way to the edge, but you want this to be a thicker line, so I keep going on top of the same one, just making it a nice thick halo, as even as possible. This is normally it's just the white, but I did add just a little bit of yellow just to see if I can pull more colors on this technique. And this resin is a tabletop, so it is extremely thick. It's thicker than honey, and I do start pouring it right away. It's usually about 22 degrees Celsius in my house, so I pour the A and then I pour the B on top, and then I start mixing it. Again, it is a very thick resin. There's about a 50-minute working time. So I do have to work fairly quickly to get everything done. And then on here, when I'm pouring in the dump, I am going relatively slow. I want to try to keep the white, which is the yellow on this one, off of the edge of the mold, because that's going to end up coming into the center of the mold. I find it best that it closes whenever that white does not completely touch the outer edge of the mold. So I am going extremely slow, trying not to get that edge. And you want to make sure you pour on top of the same area that you were pouring, because your mold, all the color does move out. You have that white spot in the center, so you want to try to stay on top of that. Then I'm going to go ahead and torch it, because since the resin is so thick, you do get a lot of bubbles. But I've accepted bubbles in this technique because it is an extremely complicated technique to do. So bubbles it is. And then just the last step is to put the center in. You can see on the one on the table, I used just gold drops. I used too much on the center. On the last one, I didn't like it, but this one I'm just using the crushed glass. And then I'll also put some gold stones in as well. My center is closing fairly quickly on this one. Usually I have a bit more time, but for some reason this one's closing fairly quickly. So I have to hurry up and grab my gold and put that in there. And then once I have that gold down, I just get my dabbing tool and just dab it all down to the bottom and arrange it. I tried to arrange it in like a teardrop as well to match the mold. But I was quickly running out of time because my center was closing up so quickly on this time. And again, I've got about a 50-minute window, and it usually takes me about 20-25 minutes to pour it. And then I want some time for the center to come together. Since it is a tabletop resin and it's extremely thick, you're only supposed to pour at 1/4 of an inch at the most. Since this mold is about double that, it cures very quickly. Most of the time mine cures within about an hour. So it is very quick. I'm not sure if that is right or not. I'm relatively new, but mine cures. The center part usually cures within the hour. I'll have like a flash cure. So my center is hard, but the very edges are soft. And then once I get that hardness in the center, I turn off my little room heater and I cover up the mold and I place my heating mat on medium. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, iResin 24/7. And now for the results. Three, two, one. And I have to say, this is my best one yet. And I want to say thank you so much for watching and bearing with me through this first time of doing a voiceover. It is a lot harder than what it appeared to be. But thank you again, and I hope to see you next time.